1 year ago, before the invasion of Ukraine, uh, the CIA was saying a lot about that, and I think that's a good thing. Now, it's not a good thing at all because, well, they know what's going on in the United States, and that's bad.
This, I think, General, is about whether or not our allies feel like they can trust us now. Is that right?
That's exactly correct. They don't trust us. So we talk about the Congress and the executive branch as well. You know what? It's mostly the executive branch, not the Congress.
Just give me your early thoughts about what this means.
Surely. Now, first of all, I want to say that I have aphasia because it was about 5 years ago. I had a stroke, and aphasia is a little bit of a problem, but I think I can do it. So I'm looking forward to our discussion. So you said about what's going on and classified, and now they're in the open, you know, and that's a worry for me. Now, again, I said 1 year ago, before the invasion of Ukraine, uh, the CIA was saying a lot about that, and I think that's a good thing. But this thing over here now, it's not a good thing at all because, well, they know what's going on in the United States, and that's bad.
So when we look at the potential damage something like this has when it comes to the U.S. and its allies, give us a sense of how bad something like this is for that relationship.
Sure. So our friends like us and they want to talk with us, but if they don't have the ability to, what am I going to say? We know a lot about them, okay? And but now the Americans are saying something, and I'm sorry, I'll do it again.
This, I think, General, is about whether or not our allies feel like they can trust us now. Is that right?
That's exactly correct. They don't trust us, you know, because maybe at CIA or NSA or the State Department or they have, okay, that's good, but then they leak, and then that's a real problem because if we're talking to our friends and then they're in the newspapers, that would be very bad for us and our friends as well.
This is one of the things that has concerned me for years, and you and I have talked about this in the past. There has been this gradual, degree by degree acceptance of leaks,
Yes.
whether it's from high-level people to their favorite members of the press or to other people that, maybe, who knows, contractors. Basically other people who should not have this information, but it's been done for political reasons, it
Yes.
seems. So this is the thing that concerns me, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are about that.
Yes, indeed. So, for example, before my stroke, I did CNN 4 or 5 times a week, you know, and I didn't call the CIA and say, hey, what's going on? That's not right at all. Now, I think I would say something about that, but I just don't know. And that's good. But other times, not so good at all, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, And I think one of the key things that we're faced with now is, a lot of people are wondering where these leaks are coming from, because this is probably the worst one in a good long time.
It
But then,
is, it is, and that's exactly correct, because, okay, so who did that? Why did they do that?
yeah, and that's the question that many are asking. So the Justice Department and the Pentagon have initiated investigations, and you know, you mentioned earlier a number of groups of organizations and people. We look at the Pentagon, we look at the intelligence community, but we also know that it is very unlikely for somebody in the military or the intelligence community to risk losing their careers by leaking information, because if they get caught, then it's over. So
Right,
there are other people who can change jobs, who can move on to the next thing, who can do something else, who might have the impetus to leak these kinds of things. There are people on the Hill. There are people in government contract organizations. There are
yeah.
people in other places. What are your thoughts about how that works, and should it be changed?
Well, I don't know that I have a problem. I'm sorry, what I want to say is, it's worrisome right now, but so we talk about the Congress and the executive branch as well. You know what? It's mostly the executive branch, not the Congress. And that's a fact.
And that is something that I don't think anybody else has actually had the guts to say.
But
Um,
you know about that as well, don't you?
I do. I
Yeah,
do. Like I said, there are certain people and certain organizations that have their favorites.
yeah,
And, and so from a media point of view, I do know about that. But that is absolutely concerning.
yeah.
But there is that political, and the
They
political piece.
they take advantage of that.
Yeah. So how is there a way to fix this? Is there a way to stop this?
Well, it's a real challenge. And so let's take this one thing going on right now. I want to I want to say to the Department of Justice, do it, do it, do it, and find out, find out,
Yeah.
because it's very important. Now, the next time in a year or 2 years or 1 year, um, maybe something will happen again. And if we can do that again, sooner or later, people were saying, let's not do that. Or let's not do that at all.
Yeah, exactly. Um, General, one last thing I would like to ask you about this. I
Yeah,
think that we have a tendency in this country now, there's so many bad things that have been happening. We get distracted by the next bad thing, move on to the next bad thing, and forget
yes,
about that bad thing. How important is it for us to stay focused on this? Because this is significant.
it is significant. And by the way, it was a problem in NATO. It's a problem for our friends in Ukraine as well. So we have to do a better job, I think.